can you even imagine riding in this boat 60 to 90 miles and risking your life? You risk your life to come to the United States. I'm over here checking out this boat that we changed the shaft seal on. They got it in the water and we're currently doing some of our checks.
Just replaced the dripless coupling on that boat. We put in a PSS PYI system. Everything checked good here at the dock. We did an initial leak check, then we started the motor, bumped it in and out of gear a few times in the slings, and now TJ's on board and he's going to do a sea trial. Everything should check good. Another job done.
We found. I don't have my mic on,
So we found, I was here at the yard, we launched the boat this morning and I happened to look over here and they've got all these chugs piled up. And by chugs, these are boats that they make in Cuba and then they drive over here. Cuban refugees pile in these things and they drive all the way from Cuba to Key West. Some of them get really creative. I mean, you know, they take these old motors out of cars or trucks or whatever and rig them up and make homemade, it's all homemade. And this whole boat is made out of styrofoam more or less and plywood, or not plywood even, some rough cut lumber. Whole thing's all, you know, and they fill it full of people, water and gas and diesel and head over. So this is one of them. This is a much more fancy one. This was probably a fishing boat in Cuba at one time. And then they used it to get here.
what do we got in here?
Not much to see.
Well, look at the size of the walls on this one compared to the other one. The other one was like an inch deep is all they had to sit. Here they have about 2.5 feet. All kinds of garbage that they leave behind. But
Yep.
wow.
Yeah, this is actually, for a chug, this is actually pretty fancy. So, like I said, this was probably a fishing boat at one point in time, and then they used it to get over here. So this is the notice the FWC puts on all of them. They just call them migrant chug, and they put the information on it, and then they'll come and they crush these up and put them in the dumpsters and then haul them up north and throw them in the landfill, I guess.
Let's see what else we got over here. It looks like we've got.
So we already looked at this one. This is like all styrofoam with some sheet metal on the front to help with the waves. And then we got this boat. Wow, this one looks really sketchy. Look at this thing.
Wood, huh? Looks like all wood.
Yep.
They've got a couple inches. Oh wow. Looks like something happened here.
Well, it was on the rocks and it probably got busted up in the waves and then it filled full of seagrass and water. So this one's just all like maybe 3/4, 1 inch tongue and groove. You can see.
No motor.
There was probably a motor on here. There would have to be a motor on here. They must have taken it off or something, or fell off.
Oh wow, look at this one.
Yeah, here's one, oil drums that they welded together. Pretty creative. Again, big old diesel motor, homemade, everything's rigged up. Let's see what else we got here. Look at this, just big pieces of sheet metal welded together. Oh, actually, you know what, guys? My wife's been looking for a project boat for the shop. Maybe we should do one of these. What do you think?
These are a little sketchy.
A little sketchy. Here, I mean, look at this thing. Here we got some more fuel drums or drums. I mean, this is it. It's crazy. We've talked with the guys about making a little project boat or something. I don't know. They're all about it. I just have to figure out when we have the time to do it. But here, yeah, look at this little guy.
We were thinking about having 2 teams. And we both got to build our own little boat.
Yep. Little tiny 3-cylinder diesel motor. Look at this thing. This is like a catamaran or a pontoon boat here. Boy, talk about sketchy. Man.
Wow.
Those people must be desperate to be going 90 miles. It's 90 miles from there to here.
Yeah, look, to give you perspective of how tall the sidewall is, that's a gallon jug.
Here's a fancier chug. This one again, this was probably a fishing boat in Cuba, and then they took it and ran over here with it.
Here's our last one.
Yeah, this one must have got up in the rocks and got beat up, fell apart.
When they hauled it out, it fell apart, but you know it sank. Yeah, it sank.
Well, yeah, it sank. The whole side's missing, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was underwater for a while.
Yeah, so lately, some of the immigrants have been making their way to Key West. And look, they even labeled the boat 21 days. They got here on January 23rd. It's kind of amazing what somebody will do to travel. So it looks like there's about, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boats that are been hauled out here. We already went through them all. You know, we're out here and we were taking a look at these chugs. Like I said, there's about 8 of them. But you know what? Ultimately, these people are risking their life to come to the United States. And you can see by what they built, some of their ideas are just genius. And boy, I'm so lucky to live where I live. We are so blessed to live in the United States. I know lots of people like to complain and we've got all these issues and stuff, but when you see that for real, man, think about it. It's like life-changing. We are so lucky. Tell me, would you risk your life on a boat like that and go about 60 to 90 miles and just have the wind carry you a good amount of time if you run into engine problems? Think about that. Just, I mean, it's just so amazing to me that people would risk everything to come to the United States. These amazing pieces of art that these Cubans have crafted will soon be put into dumpsters. They've spent a lot of time with their genius ideas in order to land on US soil. And here's the dumpster that they're going to be going in. And right over here is the tractor that does it. Hey, my question for you today is, how far would you ride in one of these boats and risk your life? These Cuban chugs are absolutely stunning, what they came up with to get to the United States.